And so I want to talk to you about branding, because branding is so important to us as online entrepreneurs and coaches. You know, the advantage of being able to go online is that we can have clients anywhere in the world, but the disadvantage is that we can't take advantage of locality. We can't be the business that people go to just because it's convenient. We can't be the business that gets the business just because they're on the main road or on the corner or have the traffic driving past. You know, we have to go out there. It's kind of like the difference between being the shop that people drive by and us having to go out and actually flag the cab down, right? We have to go out and put ourselves out there and go, hey, we're over here. And we do that through branding. Now, when I first started out online, I thought that branding was just about the pretty packaging. And I'm not saying that that's not an important part of branding. It is, but that's not all there is. It's not just about the logo. It's not just about the name. It's not just about the fonts or the colors. And I lost count of the number of times I rebranded myself because I assumed it was my branding that was wrong, that was stopping me from having traction, from building the business that I wanted to, when in reality, it was not about the branding at all. Well, not about that branding anyway. It was because I had only done the superficial level of branding. So I want to go through 4 things that I think are very important to take into consideration when you are branding yourself online. So the first important thing about branding is your messaging. What is your message to the market? Who do you want to serve? How do you help them? What is the benefit of you working with you? And who don't you want to work with? These are all very important things that you need to work out before you even start thinking about logos and branding and things like that. You need to come up with what we call a mission statement. Who you help, how you help them, and what is the benefit of them working with you. So that you're basically, it's like a flashing neon light calling out the people that you can help. You also need to work out, well, first of all, who you want to help, okay? You need to work out who they are and how you're helping them. What are their pains and frustrations? Do they really want the help that you think they want? Are they really wanting to be helped the way that you think they want to be helped? Because that's very important. Often we assume something. We go to all this effort of building something out, creating a course or doing something, and then we wonder why no one wants it. And the reality is that they just don't want it. It wasn't what they needed or what they thought they needed, okay? So you need to do all that research before you think about branding yourself online. Now, the other thing that you need to put together before you get to the pretty part of branding is your story. Who are you? What part of your story are you going to pull out that you're going to show to these people that are going to attract them to you, okay? Because you are as much a part of your branding as your logo and your colors. So it's not only who you help, but who are you to help them? What part of your story, your long story, because most of us have this long story of trials and tribulations and failures, which part of that are we going to pull out that we're going to use to show them that we're the right person to help them? What are our morals? What are our ethics? What do we stand for? We have to work to become a polarizing personality so that we can be attractive to these people. We need to be memorable. Whether or not they hate us or whether or not they love us is better than just everybody liking us, okay? We need to become the personality that is going to be able to draw the people that we want to work with to us and also repel the people that we don't want to work with away from us. So these messaging and who we are something that we need to work with and get our foundation laid in before we start building our business on that foundation. Otherwise, we're going to have a house of cards built on sand, and it's not going to be very stable, and we're going to have to keep recreating the wheel because we never took the time to get the foundation right. Now, the second thing that you need to do when you are branding is you need to claim the real estate. So we call it claiming your real estate. So you need to go out and you need to, once you've worked out your brand and you've worked out your name, okay, now, and here I'm going to say too that the most important thing you need to think about branding is you, yourself. So even when we're working with network marketers and things like that, we talk about them branding themselves and not the company, because they are the one stable in their life. They are the one thing that is going to be consistent in their life. Companies come and go. So as a coach, you need to be looking at branding yourself. So whether or not you want to choose a business name or whether or not you want to brand yourself, you need to make that decision, and then you need to go and claim your real estate. So even if right now you are totally sure that you're never going to want a website and all you want to do is build your business on Facebook, claim everything else. Because believe me, as you grow, as your knowledge grows, as your business grows, and as you start to scale, you are going to need social proof on all these other platforms. You're going to need to have an Instagram presence. a Pinterest presence, a LinkedIn presence. You're going to need all of this, whether or not you're throwing 100% into it or just having a presence there. But if you go and claim that real estate now, when you need it, it's there, and it means that your brand will be congruent. So first thing is messaging. Second thing is claiming. Claim your real estate. Get it now so that when you need it, you have it already set up. Now, the third thing you need to think about in your branding is your strategy. So when you're creating your pieces of your branding, so your headings and things like that, what is the strategy? Don't just design something so it's pretty. You need to think about why you're creating it. What do you want? What information do you want to impart to these people who are going to see your heading? What do you need them to know for them to want to take that next step and look into you more? And what do you want them to do? What action do you want them to take? You need to have a call to action. If you go and look at my branding, you'll see on my personal page and my Facebook page and my LinkedIn pages, I've got calls to actions to people. I'm asking them to hop on calls with me. I'm asking them to download lead magnets. I'm trying to bring them into my world, get their details so that they can become a part of my audience, so that I can keep showing up in front of them to be that person that is going to help them when they finally decide that they need that help. Now, you should only ever put one call to action in front of somebody at a time. Don't confuse them. A confused mind will always say no, and that is the number one key of any sort of marketing. But use your headers strategically. Give them the information that they need. Have your mission statements on there saying who you help and how you help them. And then make sure that you're giving them a call to action. Now, the last thing that you need to do once you've worked all that out is now it's the fun stuff. Now it's the packaging. Now it's putting the icing on the cake and the wrapping on that present and choosing your colors and designing your logo and all that fun stuff that comes with it. But not until you've worked everything out. Otherwise, you're going to have to recreate that wheel, because you might create a logo that you think is perfect until you realize that, hey, those people that I want to attract aren't really going to like that logo. So what you need to think about when you're doing your packaging is the bee. You need to be the flower that is going to attract the bee to you. So you need to think about what the bee likes, what the bee is going to be attracted to, not what you like. So if you're a female coach working mainly with men, you don't want to be designing something that you think is pretty, because that's probably going to repel your target audience. So you need to be thinking about what they're going to like, what colors they might like, what sort of image is going to appeal to them. Is it strong? Is it angular? Is it soft? Is it fluffy? This sort of stuff needs to go into the packaging. Now, even if you are not strong in design and you want to get someone to design it for you, you need to work these things out so that you can give them good direction. You can go to Fiverr.com and places like that and get logos, but unless you can tell them exactly what you want, you're going to get back lackadaisy, lackluster designs that aren't really what you want. Now, the last thing I want to tell you about the packaging is that if your business isn't doing what you want it to do, if you're not attracting the people that you want it to attract, if you're not growing the way you want it to grow, don't straight away think that it's the packaging of the branding that's going wrong. More often than not, it's actually just lack of consistency on your part. It's the fact that you're not doing money-making activity. So you might be very, very busy, exhausted with your business, but when you go back and you actually look at what you've been doing, none of it has been actual money-making activity. Because let's face it, that's the stuff that makes us uncomfortable. That's the stuff that we kind of avoid. So we'll find ourselves learning or doing more courses because we don't know quite enough yet to put ourselves out there. And then we wonder why we're not making money. We wonder why we don't have people getting on our calendar. We wonder why we're not having that success we want, but it's because we're not doing the work that we need to. I lost count of the number of times I rebranded myself before I realized all of this stuff. I lost count of the number of times I reinvented myself before I realized that the reason no one was coming to me is because I didn't know I existed. I wasn't putting myself out there in front of them. Okay, so I hope that has helped you guys think about your branding in a whole new way and the depths of branding that goes beyond just how pretty your logo is and how nice it looks on your business card. Now, if you want to talk to me about how I can help you build out your business, about how I can help you with marketing and strategy and growing and building out your value ladder and everything that comes with building out an online business, jump on my calendar for a speed coaching call. So that's donnajoyusher.com/speed-coaching1 for us to have our first initial quick consult where I can spend some time getting to know you and your business and what your goals are, and then we can take it from there. Okay, I hope you're having a wonderful weekend, and I will see you in the next video.